Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, first, the government's management of two of the UK's biggest rail franchises has been completely inadequate and has caused misery for passengers. That's according to a report from MPs this week. Well, there could be more misery on the way. The UK's biggest rail union, the RMT, have announced 5 days of strikes next month on Northern, Great Anglia and South Western Railway. The union's General Secretary, Mick Cash, is here. What are the strikes about?
Well, about the fact that the government and these rail companies are trying to get rid of a second safety critical guard off each train, and it's clear that what's behind this is Chris Grayling and DfT. I think the Public Accounts Committee called it shambolic and broken, the system we're in, and we'd agree with that.
That was how the rail franchises are working. That wasn't in reference to your specific issue where you're worried about driver-only trains because you think they're unsafe. It's just the Rail Safety Standards Boards and the Office of Road and Rail have both looked into this and said that driver-only trains are safe.
Well, it's not the case, and the RSSB, Rail Safety Standards Board, this is the boss's own safety board, and he pays the piper, calls the tune. Our members are quite clearly saying that we need to keep a guard on the train. And it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting this because it's safer. The rails are safer for it, it's more secure and it's more accessible for passengers. But it's not only just our members saying it. We've done deals with the Scottish Government to keep a guard on every train, and we've done a deal with the Welsh Government to keep a guard on every train. For some reason, though,
but there are lots of parts of the country where driver-only trains are running.
The majority of places actually are where we've got a guard on each train. I mean, in actual fact, we want to see
But there are
guards.
plenty of trains without them.
Well, not plenty. No, the vast majority of trains are actually with a guard on the train. The reality is this is a shambles created by the government. The Public Accounts Committee turned around and accused the DfT of creating the shambles on Southern, for deliberately picking a fight, knowing what our position is on driver-only operation. And it's clear that Chris Grayling, who's overseeing this shambles, should go. He should resign, as simple as that.
But the suspicion in the Department of Transport is that you're making out this is a safety issue when actually it's about protecting your members' jobs. And it's not that the trains need guards, it's that you want the guards to be employed.
That is not true. I mean, when I met Chris Grayling last December, he said one thing in the meeting with me where he actually said he wanted to keep a second person on the train. He wanted to keep safety critically competent. He then wrote to me saying we want to get rid of those people off the train. So Chris should say one thing in public and another thing in private is out of order. I'm quite clear, and our members are quite clear, we're striking to keep our railway safe, accessible and secure. And all that's happening is this government seems to be backing these private sector operators who want to put profit before safety.
How much will striking drivers be paid from the RMT?
I don't know what you mean by how much striking drivers
will be paid. They'll be eligible for a £200 payment, will they not, if they go on strike?
Our guards are taking industrial action, and we do pay hardship payments to our members, but we're not paying hardship payments at this moment in time. But that's what we should be doing as a trade union.
But those who go on strike will be eligible for a payment of £200.
Well, if we decide to do so, but you know that's not what this dispute's not about money. It's about safety. It's about security of passengers and accessibility. So I don't know what that's got to do with our members.
Chris Grayling says that it looks like a straightforward bribe that you are offering payments like that to people who go on strike.
Isn't it, main? This is the architect of all these problems, all this misery, is accusing us of something when for the last 2 years our members have been taking industrial action, solidly taking industrial action. These are workers actually who live in the communities they serve, and they're quite clear to saying that actually getting rid of a guard off a train means the train's less safe, less secure and less accessible. So, you know, Chris should actually look to himself. I mean, if he'd do us all a great favour, by the way, if he'd just resign.
We can't have every cabinet minister resigning all at once. We've already had calls for the Home Secretary to go. Now, you are not currently affiliated to the Labour Party, but you're in the process of deciding whether or not you want to rejoin the party. Will the RMT be affiliating?
Well, we're in a situation where we're consulting with our members around re-affiliation to the Labour Party. And this is a Labour Party that supports keeping a guard on the train. I mean, as well as the Scottish Government, as well as the Welsh Government, the Labour leadership and the Labour Party actually want to keep a guard on the train and actually want to get rid of the privatisation, which has been a complete and broken system. You know, we'll see what our members see. My personal view as a general secretary, but certainly as a personal view, I think we should re-affiliate. But that's down to our members at the end of the day.
And you just heard Louise Haigh there saying that she condemned what Len McCluskey had accused Labour MPs of using anti-Semitism to toxify the party and to smear Jeremy Corbyn. Do you agree with her or with Len McCluskey?
Well, I've been a member of the Labour Party since 1982. I mean, I don't recognise some of the things that have been said and done about in terms of the debate that's going on within the Labour Party. But one thing I do know, I trust Jeremy Corbyn. He's got a good track record on dealing with racism and anti-Semitism. And reality is this, if there's anybody you can rely on to resolve this problem, it'll be Jeremy Corbyn.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us.